How many times have you seen this super optimistic headline about blockchain promises to revolutionize the world? However, how prepared is blockchain to provoke transformations, being massively adopted by non-expert users? This paper aims at addressing this question. Hello everyone, and thanks for attending this talk. My name is Jorge Saldivar, and on behalf of my co-authors, I'll be presenting our work on blockchain and user experience. For this paper, we built two prototypes on top of the Ethereum blockchain and other modern technologies, tailoring them to the context of two case studies, an online platform for linguists called Amar On Demand, and a platform cooperative of cultural workers called Smart Iberica. Amara prototype on the left lists the available translation and subtitling tasks, letting linguists to choose the task they want to work with on a first-come, first-served basis. Smart prototype on the right allows administrative members of the cooperative to create, update, delete, and search for cultural workers. We tested the prototype through usability sessions with 11 technology-savvy but first-time blockchain users from the case study communities. Sessions were run online, and participants had to complete a series of tasks, including the installation of the wallet MetaMask, the creation of an Ethereum account, the connection of MetaMask with the prototypes, and the operation of the prototype carrying out some simple tasks. Results show that the participants' experience with the prototype was primarily characterized by blocking and confusing moments. First, the participants had problems understanding domain-specific metaphors like wallet address or Ethereum networks, which are familiar to blockchain enthusiasts, but show to be confusing for non-expert users. Also, they struggled to understand how to start operating the prototype after installing the wallet MetaMask, in part because of an inadequate integration since this installation happened on the MetaMask website, decontextualizing the participant by taking them out of the prototype space. However, the most confusing part was understanding the role of transaction every time they submit a writing action. Apart from having to deal with very technical terms and financially related vocabulary, they were concerned about having to pay to interact with the prototype, contradicting established mental models of interaction with web applications. In conclusion, we saw that if we want to apply blockchain outside the financial domain, metaphors and technical language should be revised to facilitate adoption by non-expert users. Also, we found that the sole inclusion of buttons to connect application with the blockchain showed to be insufficient, requiring more sophisticated mechanisms. We discovered that transaction impacted the attitude of users, so they should be made less disturbing and more transparent to novice users. Finally, our study found that the participants were concerned about having to pay to work, in contrast to what happens today when they are economically compensated for their professional contributions. This represents a paradigm change that should be introduced gradually to first-time users. Please refer to the paper for a more detailed discussion of these and other findings. Thank you for your attention.